It's kind of hard to get too upset, people. I mean, it's kind of right there in the title. Dumb and Dumber 2 stars Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels as a couple of junior high mentality nitwits once again on a madcap journey together, this time to find an estranged child who could possibly donate a kidney. The movie follows the first Dumb and Dumber 20 years later and attempts to erase the first follow-up, Dumb and Dumberer, from our minds by providing a true sequel with the original stars and directors back in charge of the ship. I can just hear the pitch meeting now. Hey, how dare they ruin our movie with a lame sequel? That's our job. Not that the whole thing is a waste, there's certainly laughter to be had here. If you love the stupid sense of humor in the first, there's certainly plenty of that still on display, with infantile jokes and one-liners just waiting to be quoted. But they don't come often enough, and we're just left watching a couple dim bulbs try to navigate life the best they can. Not that I blame the actors. In fact, I love seeing Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels back in these roles. When the movie worked, it was because they sell these characters completely, fully comfortable playing complete imbeciles and dropping any actorly pretense or pride. It's important that Lloyd and Harry are still the same moronic people we knew 20 years ago, and Jim and Jeff make sure we believe it, painting them as junior hires who refuse to evolve no matter how much time goes by. And though I'm glad the characters haven't evolved, movie making has, and that's where things really start to fall apart here. It just feels like a movie made about 15 years too late. If this movie gets released in, say, 1998, I think it does gangbusters. We didn't have the same expectations of sequels back then. No one was surprised when the second Ace Ventura movie was kind of lame, and it went on to be a modest hit anyway. Today, though, sequels are expected to up the ante, and directors have learned how to tell franchise stories, finding storytelling nuances to keep us engaged. But here, we just get a basic, lame 90s sequel, and it just feels like a movie out of its time. The result is that the pacing feels slow and many of the jokes just feel dated. Even references to the original seem misused, merely repeated without any kind of creative spark, stealing them of any chance to feel fresh. Also, it may just be me, but much of the humor here feels more vulgar and even meaner than in the first, which in my mind misses the whole point of what made the first movie so endearing. We loved these characters, despite them being complete imbeciles. But here they are, just as much jerk as moron, and that didn't quite sit right with me. At the end of the day, Dumb and Dumber 2 is a valid attempt at revisiting a classic comedy. There are enough laughs that it's not a complete waste of time, but all-out performances by Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels can't quite overpower the lack of any fresh ideas and a misfired tone. I give it a C. Thanks for checking out this Your Movie Friend review. Stay tuned for this review's Best Ever Challenge here in a bit. First, I want to throw some stuff up over here that you can click on. If you'd like to subscribe, which I'd very much appreciate, you can do that by clicking the big gray subscribe button. Want to see more? Well, I've also got reviews up this week of Beyond the Lights and Kirk Cameron's Saving Christmas. You can also click the logo right up here if you want to go to yourmoviefriend.com, where you can find a searchable database of reviews as well as the written text of these videos. And finally, this review's Best Ever Challenge, where you name the best movie ever in a particular category, and then also try to identify what my choice is. Let's go with the best Jeff Daniels movie ever. Mine came out the same year as the original Dumb and Dumber, and also had plenty of lame sequels. Drop your own answer and a guess at mine in the comments, and the first person to guess mine does get a point. Thanks, and please subscribe.